Hello, hello, Essential Stencil friends. This is Grace here at the Comfy Nest with Grace, getting ready to do a live project with you, and it's all about football. So I know like July is Christmas and July theme for a lot of crafters, and my son plays football, and he has already been through summer football camp. He's finishing that up, and like the real deal, like preschool football, like before school starts, the football is starting soon. So I've got football on my mind. So I dug out this transfer. It's darling, you guys. It is called Stadium Lights. In their 12 by 12 panels. I'll show you all three, but let's get everybody on board. Say hello when you come in. I'd love to know where you're coming in from. Be sure you say something, because there'll be 3 sets of stencils given away at the end of the live demonstration. So you'll want to make sure that you say hello, because the winners are chosen randomly from the comments. Wink, wink, wink. So make sure you do that. Tell us where you're coming in from. Tell us, are you a football fan? Do you have a relative, like a kid, a grandkid who plays football? Tell me all about it. Would you rather watch high school football, or you want to watch the pros, or college football on TV, or maybe there's a college team that you go watch? I want to know the deets. We're talking football. Okay, I'm going to grab this live feed on my iPad and make sure that it's all working right. And then we'll get started with the project. I'll also show you all of the panels that come in, all the stencils that come in with this set, because, oh boy, I'm watching Amanda here. I hit something and I got a video of Amanda. I want to grab this live feed. There it is. Yay, my head is cut off. Is my head cut off in your view? It's cut off in this view. It's okay. I mean, I can craft without the top of my head, but that's a little weird. Okay, why? Hold on, girls. Guys and gals, we got to get this up and running, and something's not working right. Why can I not grab it? What's wrong with you, Facebook? What is wrong with Facebook tonight? I'm going to do this on a canvas panel tonight, a 12 by 12 canvas panel. So easy. You can grab them at any craft store. They have all the sizes, but I'm going to grab this, use this one that's a 12 by 12. There we go. I see Madeline saying hello. Hello, Miss Madeline Hill. Oh, Barbara, she says I'm not cut off. Thank you. Like on my view, just a minute ago, my head was cut off. Oh, Tracy loves the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. All right. Hello from Iowa, born and raised in Bismarck. Well, hello, Miss Cindy, North Dakota friend. Well, Iowa, North Dakota friend. Kip says, hope you had a great vacation. I had a great vacation. I had a family reunion. It has been 2 years since I've seen my family, most of them, since we've seen each other. And I'm from a really big Irish-Italian family. I'm one of 13 kids, and there are loads of nieces and nephews. And we didn't, of course, see everybody. My oldest nephew is 29, and he did make it. Thank you, Andrew, for taking the time to come visit your family and reconnect with your cousins and all that. But, you know, I have a niece who lives in Portland. I have a niece who lives down in the Carolinas, so they weren't able to make it. But was so happy to see the ones who did. Anyway, we had a great time. So thanks for asking. You're so sweet, Kip. Tennessee volunteers all the way, Kimberly says. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. Rhonda's watching from Ohio. Hello, Rhonda. Oh, Brenda, thank you for telling me that. She says my head isn't cut off. Good. I love high school football games, Carla says, but mostly because my daughters were in the band. I had a niece and nephew, Megan and Michael, both played in the marching band. I saw videos of them on Facebook and stuff, because I've lived here, you know, too far away to go see them. But, oh man, I love the marching bands. I love the bands. Pet bands, I love them all. Hello, Danielle from North Dakota. Hey, hey. Candy's in Ohio. Candy, everybody give Candy a little blessing. She had surgery. She's recovering and recouping. So any of you who are recovering and recouping, because I know there's a few of you, blessings to you. Okay, so Stadium Lights is the stencil set. It's a 12 by 12 set. This is what we get. Oh, by the way, if you're catching the replay, let me just say quickly, make sure you comment replay, because Essential Stencil will choose another winner after the live broadcast is done. They'll give it 24 hours. Those who say replay, they'll pick another winner from that set of people. I'll always be your biggest fan. Now listen, I have a 16-year-old who plays football. And if I put this, I was thinking this would make a really cute t-shirt. I think I would get like the eye roll. I wore this on the football field, like a hoodie or something. He would not appreciate this. It's darling though. I want to wear it. What do you think? Like, tell me what you think. Should I make it anyway and say poo-poo to you, Mr. 16-year-old? Green Bay Packers Connie says, hey, Miss Arlene. Okay, Friday night and stadium lights. I'm going to use this, but look at this, you guys. This set comes with the helmet. The helmet and these phrases that it comes with fit inside the helmet. They fit, like, I can't get the line up right, but they fit inside the helmet. So this is what we're working with tonight. I'm going to use this one Friday night because this is going to hang in my son's room, and I actually pulled him aside a couple of hours ago and I said, Landon, I'm going to make this tonight. It's going to be so cute. Are you going to want it to hang in your room? I said, well, I know that, like, the Firebird colors are black, red, and white. So I conferred with him. We discussed it. Hey, my garbage. We discussed it and we decided colors because black, red, and white. His helmet is red for the football team, the high school football team. So we're going to go with a red helmet with white letters and black on the outside. We're just going to see how this goes. So, hello, Miss Cheryl. Thanks for saying hi. Jennifer says, make it anyway. I love your spunk, right? Maggie says, way cool. It's darling. It's so cute, you guys. So there'll be a couple of steps here because I'm doing this on one of those canvas panels. It's 12 by 12 canvas panel and it's white. Okay. So I normally don't do plain backgrounds. Like whenever I do a painted background, it generally has some type of finish to it. I use a lot of techniques to create different finishes because I'm not a huge fan of the solid colored background, but on this one, we may have to do that. So what I decided to do, instead of using black paint, I'm going to use black gesso. Gesso primes your canvases to get them ready for paint and other mediums. So instead of using the paint, I'm going to use black gesso. I'm a huge fan of it for black backgrounds because it's got a really nice finish to it. It's pretty matte and the coverage is amazing. So that's what I'm going to use. We're going to cover this bad boy up. This is a little jar of gesso. I know I had a big one, but I can't find it. I know. Has this happened to you? I know I got a big one somewhere, but I can't find it. So in the meantime, we're going to cover this bad boy with gesso. Do you see how gorgeous that goes on? It just has such a beautiful consistency. And look at just a couple of strokes. Look at that coverage, you guys. Are you kidding me? It's just, I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't use it that often because I don't do a whole lot of solid backgrounds. But when I do a solid black background, I do think it's very striking to do that. So when I do it, I do like to use the gesso rather than black paint. That's just me. It gives a nice, beautiful, solid coverage. And it's really easy to get on. And there aren't, like, you don't get all the lines that you get with your brush lines. Like, you don't see that. You just don't see that with this. Now, the debate always is, do we paint the edges or do we leave them white? So, when I don't work on canvas panels a lot, I usually work on wood panels, and I like to keep my wood panels natural on the sides. I don't paint the sides of the wood panel. It's just personal preference. There's no right or wrong to it. I always say you do you, like whatever your preference is for yourself. I just don't usually do that. So tell me, should we be painting these sides? What do you think? What do you think? Tell me your thoughts. Tell me your feelings. Your opinion matters to me. I want to know. I'm going to get this done really well. So I've got it all wet. Now I'm just going to come back and give it a nice even stroke with the paintbrush, and I'll show you this finish. It is gorgeous. Like, you guys, I did come back home after hanging out with my East Coast family. I grew up in Boston. I've lost my accent over the years. I went to college in Pennsylvania, got a lot of attention for my accent, and I just learned to not do that anymore because I wanted people to listen to what I said, not how I said it. So I adjusted. And then now I've lived in North Dakota for 20 years, but when I'm hanging out with my family, it does tend to come back. So you may hear it come out today. Okay, look at that gorgeous finish. Look, girls, gesso. If you don't have it, get yourself, if you like black backgrounds, get yourself some gesso. All right, let's see what you say. I would paint the canvas side so it looks finished, Dawn says. Judy says yes. Joan says, hi, Grace. Well, hello, Miss Joan. Hello, hello. Hello, Barb in Haywood, Wisconsin. Edges, edges. Dee says edges, edges. So this is going to be black, white, and red. So the white would be okay. I'm going to take the dryer to this for a minute. I'm going to move the gesso and the paintbrush aside so they don't dry. And I'm going to take my little heat tool here, my heat dryer. Oh boy, I'm all tangled up again. And I'm going to give it a little hit of air so I can get those edges, because I kind of agree on this one that the edges need to be done, and I don't normally do my edges. Paint the sides, Linda says. I think we're all going to be in agreement on this. Where Holly says, I'm just coming on. Where's the paint color you using from? It's black gesso. It's not paint. It's a primer for canvases called Gesso, and it's from Little Birdie. You can get gesso from all sorts of places. While I'm heating this up to dry it, I'm just gonna hit the corners, like where the round part is, because my brush has lots of gesso on it. That way when I do the sides, I don't have to come around to the front again. Does that make sense? That I already did. I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna flip a doodles. Flippy, flippy. This can get out of the way. I don't need that anymore. Okay, I'm gonna flip it. I'm just hitting these edges because I want them, the round part of the wood where the canvas wraps around the wood. I want to make sure that that's covered, but I'm gonna go back in and do those edges because I kind of agree with you guys. I do agree tonight that we need to do the edges. I'm doing it really soft air because, you know, these things, they can really pump out some air, but they get really loud. And I'm trying to be respectful of your ability to hear me. So I'm going a little soft and slow. Tommy and Ermita say, paint the edges. Love the coverage you get with it. Crystal, it's amazing. Amazing. I love it so much more than black paint on wood and on canvas. I have not used it on fabric, so I don't know gesso and fabric, I'm not sure. But look at it's beauteous, and you can see the lines where it's drying. It's just such a smooth, beautiful coverage and finish. Hello, Connie in North Carolina. Thanks for saying hello. Hello, Tammy. Let's see who else is commenting. It's from Little Birdie. That's the name of the brand, Little Birdie Crafts. Yep, I've used it on wood and I've used it on canvases. I've used it on paper. In fact, ooh, can I show you? Because one of my favorite art journal pages was done with black gesso. Let me grab. I'll show you because, ooh, my art journaling gets me excited. My art journaling, this was done with black gesso, this page of bubbles. They're just bubbles. Look at it. So yes, you can do it on paper. Gesso, I'm not, like, listen, I don't have an art degree, so I don't know. I don't know for sure. You could YouTube what is gesso used for, and you'll probably have plenty of art teachers, like educated artists tell you. I've used it here, I've used it on wood, I've used it on paper, and it goes great on all of them. I'm not sure beyond that, girls. I'll just share what I know and what my experience is. That's what I'm willing to do. And then you can learn. Look at the coverage, you guys. I mean, that's still wet. Those streaks right there, that's wet. Oh, beautiful, right? All right, we're gonna hit it with some high air. Get this going. And actually, we're gonna be, we will be doing the stenciling soon, but let me hit these edges quick with a little bit of black gesso. There's still plenty on my brush. You guys, if you haven't tried it, you gotta go get it. It's like someone telling you, like, she tried a new Crystal Light flavor, or it's the best, like a new ice cream flavor. Go get it, it's so good. I'm telling you, black gesso, it's so good. I don't get excited about ice cream. I get excited about craft supplies. Anybody else? Anybody else out there? All right. See how easy it goes on too? Like, Easy breezy. We like easy. We like fast. We like convenient. Beautiful coverage. Cindy, I agree. Sue says, wow, I love it. Oh, thanks for saying so. I'm glad I can introduce you to something maybe new that you haven't tried. Now listen, gesso is a thing, like some canvases, for example, when you go to I think it's Michael's, maybe even Hobby Lobby, but that I think I said Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby, when you go to those stores, like Artist Loft, canvases come in different grades, I guess you would say. Like there are premium canvases and there are student grade. Student grade is the, I don't want to say cheapest, but they are the cheapest, like least expensive. And the quality of the canvas, like the thickness of the canvas, is less when you go with the student grade, and then they go all the way up to professional level, professional grade canvases. So the higher the number, this is with Artist Loft, the thicker the canvas panel, right? And you can read on the packaging when you buy canvases, it will tell you whether it has been pre-treated with gesso. White gesso or clear is what they're using, right? Probably clear is what I'm guessing. I don't know for sure. Black ones are probably treated with black gesso, and that's what I'm using tonight, is a little jar of gesso. Okay, so this happens to be Little Birdie brand because I'm a big fan of that brand name. I sell some of their stuff in my shop. But you can buy gesso like any brand. It doesn't matter. Liquitex, I love Liquitex products, but I've never used their black gesso. I'm sure it's gorgeous. I just don't know because I've never used it. Julie says, I've missed seeing you go live. Listen, girls, I was on vacation for like 10 days. So I missed 2 late night craftings on my own page and then 2 weeks here on Essential Stencil. So thank you for missing me. I missed being live with you guys too, honestly. So I'm very happy to get back into the routine. All right, let's see. I'm gonna dry this one streak, and then we're gonna go in with that first stencil. You guys, the coverage is gorgeous. That's what it is. I don't really need the sides to be dry. I can work around that, but I do need this. Oh, I think it is dry. I think it is dry. I need that to be dry. Okay, show you one more time. Look at how beautiful that coverage is. Oh, you can see my fingers. Oh, I didn't want to put my hand in the gesso. It's already dry. See that? So pretty. My fingers are showing through. See, that's a thin student grade canvas. If you get the thicker canvases, you're not going to see that when you hold it because it's thicker. The canvas itself, I don't know the technical terms for it, but it would be thicker. So FYI, that's another little lesson for you. Okay, let's go in. We're gonna start with the football helmet. And of course, when it's not a word, you can flip these bad boys. So if it's a flower or a bird, or if it's not a word, you can flip them and decide which way you want it to show. I think I'm gonna go this way with this. This is gonna be red helmet. I'm gonna do this in silver because isn't that part usually metal? Or I think now they have like a coating on them, so they're like rubbery. But I'm going to do that in silver. And then the letters are going to be white. I also pulled out this galaxy glitter. Now listen, I told you I don't like solid backgrounds, so I'm considering some galaxy glitter on my black gesso. It's black galaxy glitter. Now the 16-year-old boy is going to say, glitter, Mom? But heck yeah, heck to the yeah. Hello in Louisiana, Miss Becky. I did have a good vacation. Thank you, Jennifer. We did. I came back exhausted. Too many late nights. You know, we stay up so late playing cards and catching up and having fun. And as soon as I hear anybody up, 6 a.m., it doesn't matter. Like if I hear anybody making coffee, I'm out down to the kitchen because I don't want to miss a darn minute of anything. Kathy says, I'm snacking while watching cheese, crackers, and olives. Ooh, that's my sister. Katrin, I already miss her. And I wish I could enjoy that with you because that's one of my favorite snacks. Okay, let's do it. I think I'm going to put a little bit of painter's tape right there because, you guys, I moved things around because I just don't want it to budge on me. And listen, so here's the thing. When you have this big area, Once we have the outline, we can just paint on the red. We don't need to do, let me grab my stencil brushes. We don't need to do the fancy swirling or stippling. You can, but you don't have to, right? Because once we can get the outline there, I can just paint the rest of it red. So I'm going to try to use a regular paintbrush to get those edges on with this paint. I'm going with a thicker paint. And I'm going really red because those are the colors of the team. And then once we get all the red in, I'm going to do this part silver, and then we'll put the white words on top. And the white on top of red, again, I grabbed the thicker, higher quality paint rather than Apple Barrel or even Waverly because it's thicker. It's going to have better coverage. So painting, you know, the white on red, you want to have a paint with better coverage. So I'm not sure how this is going to work. We're going to give it a whirl. Doreen says, first time catching you live. I love my stencils from Essential Stencil. Whoop, whoop. Everybody show some hearts if you love your stencil. How many have a stash of stencils? Look at all those hearts. Look at them flying across the screen. I love it. Do you have a stash? A stash would be, I would say, more than 5 sets of stencils. We won't put numbers to it. We won't have to tell. Shh. The men don't have to know. Look. I'm just going to go from the outside in to get that line. Look at all the hearts. Oh my goodness, girls. You know, it's like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What happens on the Essential Stencil Live, it stays here. I'm not telling. Listen, Essential Stencil has some of the best like coupon codes. You can use mine, THECOMFYNEST, to get a discount on your stencils. There are always specials and offers that can help you really save some cashola with your stash of stencils. So don't forget to use that. So now listen, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm going from the out on the stencil, off the stencil. I'm going in one direction, not the other way, because I don't want that paint to pool up and go underneath. And I just don't know. I'm going to try this with this brush and see what kind of line we get. And then my thought was I'd just come in and paint in here. I'm not a huge fan of this paint, you guys. I used it because it's thicker. Do you guys use the squeeze tube paint? Who? Tell me, what's your favorite paint? Because I traditionally like chalk paints and mineral-based paint. I like that chalky matte texture and finish to it. This acrylic paint has a shine to it that I don't love. It's just me. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying it's bad. If you love it, I say great, good for you. You need to use what you love. And I always highly suggest that you experiment. Like buy the smallest bottle of a new brand of paint that you've never tried before and bring it home and try it, and you'll get a feel for what the finish looks like, how it is to work with it, what the viscosity is, like how opaque it is or how transparent it is, how many coats you need to use. Then you can decide, yes, I do love this paint, or no, I don't love this paint. I'm not a huge fan of these paints, but I did use them because we're doing black and white and red on top of each other. But I think they have a certain sheen or a shine to them that I don't love. Denise says the squeeze paint. Yeah, there's a couple of different brands, but these are traditionally the more expensive ones, like True Artist Paint. The squeeze paint, she says. I'm not a fan either, Denise. Sharon loves Fusion Mineral Paint, which is a furniture paint, but it's beautiful. It works great for crafts. Okay, I'm losing track of what I'm doing. I'm going to hinge this up and look and see what my line looks like. Okay, I don't love it. I'll be honest. I don't love it. So I'm going to be more careful here. I'm going to be more intentional here on the lines, okay? My brother's girlfriend is texting. I can see it. It came across my phone. Something about food. We are such foodies in my family. Elaine, my brother's girlfriend, treats us like she's like the food getter. She gets the good stuff. Like she bought steak tips, like pounds and pounds of steak tips. Good Italian sausage from Bianchi's in Revere, Massachusetts. We had those on vacation. She gets oysters and she gets live clams. She gets the good stuff, right? So we always count on Elaine. And she got steamers tonight, and she was sending pictures showing us that they were having steamers again. Oh, it budged. You stinker. My tape did not hold. I'm not loving the coverage here of this paint. However, we're going to make it work. look at, look at it. It looks like it's cream. It looks oily. That's the word. It's oily, and that's what I don't like about it. We're going to get a base coat on here and do what we can. I'm not loving it. But listen, Amanda loves this stinking paint. Every time she goes live, she uses this paint. And she does such a beautiful job. So I know it's not the paint. Listen, my not loving the way it looks is not the paint. The challenge for this stencil is that it's got a huge middle surface, not a little one, right? Like usually we're trying to get paint in between the lines of the stencil. This one has this huge surface. So actually this would be a great candidate for the paper cutouts. So to trace it and cut out, and I actually thought about using a piece of cardstock, decorative cardstock paper, scrapbook paper, to cut out, I've got to concentrate here, to cut out the football shape. I thought it'd be really fun to do red and black plaid, like buffalo plaid or regular plaid, but I don't think my kid would go for it. I think he wants just the plain red helmet because he's kind of a plain Jane. Okay, I've got the edges on. Now I can focus on the coverage, and I can focus on the texture. Like, you know, depending on what you do with your paintbrush, you're going to get different textures. So I got to get this paint on here. This is definitely going to take more than one coat. I can just tell by the way it's going on. I'm going to show you. Look at, I dislike this. I'll show you real close. I'll show you why I don't like it. Look. Ish, look at it. It looks like I put ketchup on there. It looks awful. It looks awful. Okay, we got it on there. I'm going to default back to my good old trusty favorites. Listen, we're going to go to red lipstick, or I got to find the most red that we have, because the Devil's Lake Firebirds, it's red. It's real red and it's black. This one is called Flag Red. This one is called Lipstick Red. Did you see that, you guys? It looks like smeared ketchup. And it looks oily. See how it has a shine? I don't like the shine. I don't even think I can live with it. I'm going to try to give some more coverage here, because I'm committed now. It's on there. I got to cover this ugliness up. I'm sorry, Amanda. I feel bad. I know Amanda loves this paint. Girlfriend, I can't make it work for me. But listen, this is a really good example. So Amanda and I both have our own creative businesses. We both teach classes. We both coach. You know, we work with people all the time in helping them start their own creative businesses. We're very similar in all those regards. I told her, she is such a creative wizard. I just think she has such gorgeous taste, her style. I absolutely love it. I've told her that before. But look at, she uses this and she makes it always gorgeous. This ain't gorgeous, girls. No, it's not gorgeous. But I'm going to go. Okay. I just got to see. Hold on. All right, the old eyes. I just got to see if I got any paint on the other side. I need to get rid of it. Oh, my Lord, oh Lord, what could go wrong? I can't see any of my readers. Oh, Lord. Okay. If my kids were here, I'd say, look at that and tell me if you see any fresh paint on the back, because Mama can't see it. All right. Clorox wipes, Huggies wipes, a stenciler's best friend. So when you have the little oops, girlfriends, make sure you got the diaper wipes handy. Doesn't matter the brand, because I know, go ahead and chuck it up. Chuck it up, laugh it up. I just gasped when that moved. Me too, Sandy. You and me both. The place where I have the most paint is right there. The other parts of it are pretty dry, actually, but I am going to give this a wipe right here. I just don't want to muck up that gesso because it's so pretty. We'll see. Denise and I were talking about this today. Denise is online, Denise Anderson. She's been coming to help me here at my house, and I so desperately need it for my craft clubs. You know, I've been putting together craft bundles and for my craft clubs. Lord, oh Lord, she's been coming to help, and we were talking about it today, and she said, oh my gosh, I love when you mess up. I'm like, what? She said, because you're able to show us what not to do. And that is really important. It is really important, and it's actually really good, because you should know that, life isn't perfect, right? Our craft world's not going to be perfect either. Nothing is going to be perfect, and you just got to roll with it and laugh it off and just keep going. So there was a little smudge right here, and so I just used the baby wipe to wipe off that little smudge. Do you see? Look at the finish. Ish, why is it so ishy? Blech. I don't know what other word to use. And why does that look like that right there? I don't like it. We're going to come in, I'm going to dry this, and we're going to cover it up with the good stuff. Good old-fashioned apple barrel. Listen, no one ever said I was a fancy girl. Look, I like what I like because for me, it's easier to work with it. And that's why I always say to you guys, try different applicators, different brushes, try different sponges with your stenciling, try different paints, different surfaces, because you will discover what you like most. And it's going to be different than what I like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just because I use a type of paint doesn't mean you have to. Just because Amanda likes this kind of paint doesn't mean I have to. I don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't think it's good to work with. But Amanda's got it down. Her stuff is beautiful, and she uses the same stinking paint. So, don't ever let that get you down. Okay, when something doesn't go right, it just doesn't go right. That's what it is. Okay, look at it. Ish, you guys. Ishy, ishy. Although, the helmet is stinking cute. The shape is lovely, Essential Stencil. Lovely job with the stencil. My paint job is leaving me less than happy. Vivian says this paint does it for me too. No, I don't. No, the gesso actually helps the paint absorb really well, so it's not the gesso. I don't think it's the gesso. And Sue says, I love me some apple barrel too. Oh, and Becky said she thinks that red paint is hard to work with. So here's what I know. So I'm going to be putting a different paint on top of this one. It's got to be dry. We cannot layer another paint on top of this while it's wet. So I got to give it a good dry. Nicole, the shape is awesome. We got to get the paint, the texture or the finish right. Hello, Miss Sue in Virginia. It'll work out. Exactly, Joyce. It always does. It just may take you a few minutes to get there, and that's okay. It's all good. All right, let's see. Look, it feels dry to me. Not this little section. It's dry. It's dry, but it's shiny. This does not pass inspection. It does not get the grace seal of approval. I'm sorry, Amanda. Amanda, I would love to get together with Amanda, actually. Wouldn't it be fun if all the brand ambassadors could get together, like a little brand ambassador conference, and craft and create together, and we could, oh gosh, wouldn't that be fun? All right, listen, if we were going for really mucked up, that's actually not bad. But do you see how it's shiny? Eek. Eek. Dee says helmets are, what helmets are what? Yes, Danielle, you're so right. She said we all have different techniques that work. It's so true. Hey, Deb. Oh, I thought you were saying she lives 35 miles from me. She lives 35 miles from Diana. Darn it. I was like, oh, man, somebody's so close to me. I did cut my hair like a few weeks ago. It's been a few weeks. I pick up a pack every time I go to the store. The Huggies. Linda, no kidding. Hello in Texas, Diana. That's red is as red as can get. Yeah. So look at the red looks beautiful on the black, right? I think Amanda would have put white under the red due to the level of pigment in the red. That could be. But listen, I really wanted the red to be really dark. Like I wanted it to not be bright. And if there was white behind it, it definitely would affect the color. And I want it to be dark. That would be fun for all ambassadors to get together. Right, Mary? Helmets are shiny. I know. Well, actually, Sandy, my son's helmet is matte. It's not shiny. It's like it's gorgeous. It's red and it's like this beautiful matte red. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. I'm debating. I think I'm going to go in with the Essential Stencil brush and I'm going to use the biggin. I think this is the biggest biggin. It is the biggest biggin. To get more of a better like coverage. I just have never layered acrylic paint on top of this. And somebody said she thinks just put on another coat. What do you think I should do, girls? Talk to me and help me out. Should I put another coat of that icky paint? Sorry, Amanda. And sorry, Master's Touch. There's nothing wrong with their paint. Oh, this one is called the Fine Touch. There's nothing wrong with their paint. I just don't like it. I just don't like, thankfully that's dry. This one is Master's Touch, the white. Oh, not a big fan. Me too, Maggie, me too. Cheryl says just do another coat of that red. Ooh, guys, vote. Vote in the comments and tell me what you think I should do. I got an itch. Gracie got an itch. Vivian says do another coat of the same red. Kim says do another coat. I'm afraid of it. Candy says do another coat. All right, I have a little bit. You guys, I think it's like unanimous. Tammy says another coat will do it. Judy says another coat. I have acrylic paint. And I have this. Ugh. It's okay, Charlotte. She says, I'm late tonight. Oh, Denise says she has used Apple Barrel over it before. Ay, ay, ay. Gloria says, try a new red. You'll have to use more than one coat, maybe several. Red paint has... That's a big word, Carla. It's not a big word, but I was like, what is that word? It went by so fast. Molecules in it that cause it to scatter. Whoa, that sounds like something like really technical and very like chemistry major knowledge. Okay, new brush. Okay, I thought I would try the straight brush, the regular paintbrush, because I wanted to just paint the middle real quick. We're gonna go to a new brush. I'm over here. I'm gonna move it over so you can see it a little better. Here's my store of paint. I went with the same one because the majority of you said use the same paint. So I'm grabbing some paint, I'm coming over and I'm working it up and into the bristles so that it looks dry but tinted, okay? We're gonna try it and I'm very nervous. I'm nervous. Okay, but we're gonna do it. This part's giving me a little agita right here. Is anybody Italian? That's giving me a little agita because the bridge between this part that I want silver and this part, the helmet, is so small. So I am gonna take this off right here. It's just gonna help me out a little bit. So I don't have to worry about bleed through so much. I'm gonna tape it silver so I don't think it really matters. All right, here we go. Okay, first of all, let me say the Essential Stencil brush, it does look a lot better. I think it's gonna have brush strokes in it because it's the nature of this paint. So I'm gonna try the swirls, but again, it's gonna leave swirls. You're gonna see the swirls because it's such a big area that we're painting. It's not just like a little letter that's a 1/4 inch thick. And I thought about doing the cut, like I told you, the scrapbook paper. You could cut it and you know, glue it on. And that would be so cute, like in a red. I think it would be so cute in like a red flannel looking, because football and flannel, right? They go together. You guys, I flippin' don't love this paint. It's giving me trouble. Look at, now I have swirly, I've red swirlies and I dislike them. Never again. I'll be like, you'll see me on like the Facebook Marketplace. Giveaway! Tubes of squeezy paint. I'll be giving it away soon. Mucking up my football helmet. Look at, now it looks like, it looks like wax on a car. We used to own a car wash. It looks like wax on a car to me. Look, that's ugly. That's ugly. That's uglier than it was before. So the swirls don't work. And it dries so fast. You know what I need is a fluid matte medium because it would make it more fluid for longer. This is just not working out. But I'm gonna try. The brush is gorgeous though. Like it has a nice like flow to it. So I'm gonna try to apply it close to the edge. Brush it in. I don't know. I think this is going to dry with streaks. And you know, it's actually ironic because I don't use black paint on black backgrounds because I don't like the streaks. So I went with the Gesso. Now the paint is giving me all kinds of trouble. Wait till you see it is so ugly. So ugly. My kid's not gonna care. I actually think I was gonna use I was thinking to myself before I came live, so I didn't have time to even like do it, but I was thinking I could like use the Essential Stencils and stencil his name on here, but then maybe I could do something that says Firebirds, which is the name of the team, like little, or maybe just a whole nother canvas, same 12 by 12 canvas to put in his room that says Firebirds, because that's the name of the team. You guys, what is with this stinking paint? And Essential Stencil, being the wonders that they are, they did give you guys the link to this set if you want if you have football like fans in your family, or you follow or watch, you know, Friday night football, high school football, and you have someone that you're supporting, you can get that stencil. I love the other phrase. I'll always be your biggest fan. I love it, and I still may make a hoodie. Thank you for the support, saying make it anyway, even though your 16-year-old won't like it. Make one anyway. All right. We're going to be giving up on this pretty quick. And thankfully, this ain't going nowhere but in my house, because I'm not loving this paint. All right. I'll show you again. And if Amanda were here, I'd say, Amanda, what do I do? How do you recover from that? I don't think... So I got deeper coverage, but the texture of the paint isn't any better. And I'm like averse to brush strokes. Look. What, girls? What on earth did I do wrong? Look at it. Although I will say, my kid's helmet is flipping gorgeous right now. It is matte red, and it's perfect because, you know, they clean them up every summer. They get them all cleaned up, and then after the first practice and the first game, it'll all be scratched up and mucked up and marred up. So maybe we're just, you know, maybe that's just the way it's going to be. The lines are gorge, like they look great. I may leave it. I know, someone said, oh no, right? Jennifer says, sing it, girl. It is ugly. Danielle says, sand it off and start over, which you totally can do. You totally can do, but listen. This is a live feed, and girlfriends, I know we all want to go to bed at some point, so we're not going to do that. Hello, Cheryl. Deborah says, it's crazy. I've been there too. Hey, Jennifer in Michigan. Ooh, Kimberly says, I wish they would make golf stencils. Cool idea. Someone else said bowling. Ooh, a rainbow stencil. Teresa, you guys keep these ideas coming, because I know the brand ambassadors come back and watch these and watch comments. I absolutely know Essential Stencil does. And I look on my lives, I go back like the day after, and I go back and I try to comment and answer questions and say hello to people as much as possible. Yeah, Lolly, I think you're right. Dania says, I love your humor. We've all been there, right? There's nothing special about me. I mean, we're all the same in this. Sometimes it's just more of a challenge. Use a soft brush, Sherry says. Dry it and hit it with some apple barrel. Why not? Let's give it a whirl. It can't hurt anything. Look I could totally take this off. The shape is gorgeous. Look. Look, it's really cute on there. What is that? Smudge. It's so cute. Something flew into my paint. I got my little handy dandy tweezer. What is that? It's like white. It looks like a little piece of plastic. I don't know where that would have come from. It's gone now. All right. Again, voting time. Isn't that a song? Isn't it voting time? I don't know. Anyway, another coat or leave it be? It's just the way it is, girls. It's just the way this paint is. So from far away, it actually doesn't look too bad. But when I hold it up close, look at that. I don't like it. You know, I don't like it. You know. Ooh, wait a minute. Gina, it's Gina, has some good ideas. They need a cowboy, rodeo, and water sports stencils like surfing and wakeboarding. Ooh. Closing time, not voting time. Done. Listen, if you can't laugh at yourself, we're in trouble, right? Closing time. What is that song? How does it, I don't know any of the other words. That's why I couldn't remember. Linda says, leave it. Late joining. My notebook kept freezing. Uh-oh, Deborah. Closing time, not voting time. Well, right now it's voting time. You guys can all vote. Another coat or leave it be. Gladys, that's a good idea. She said maybe a roller would work better. It's dry. Look. Ooh, it's nice and smooth, actually. It leaves like no... It's not raised up at all, which is quite odd because it looks very thick. Actually, from far away, it doesn't look too bad. I do not like the shine. Dislike. I dislike it. Pretty red, but not loving the brush strokes. Me either, June. That's my whole problem. That's the crux of the problem. Another coat. Let it dry overnight. I'm not going overnight, girlfriend, because I am pretty sure... Who said overnight? Wait a minute. I love that you said overnight because that cracks me up. I want to finish the project here with you guys. So, you know what? Let's just do our silver. I'm going to leave it be for now. I pretty much can promise you I will not come back tomorrow and put another coat on it because it doesn't mean that much to me, to be truthful with you. My son will probably hang it in his room, which is true. But if you saw his room, it's like a disaster in there. So I don't think it needs to be the Mona Lisa. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be perfection. I think he's just going to appreciate having a little football sign in there. I'm going to do the silver part. We're gonna let go of the red and let it sit for a few minutes. We're going to do the silver. Think about whether or not we need to put another coat. I definitely, if I do another coat, it's not going to be with the same paint. So I'm going to put this in my water, but I'm not going to leave it for several hours. I put it in my water just to stay wet so that when I go clean everything, I will use my paintbrush cleaner and clean all my brushes. Please do not leave your paintbrushes in water for an extended period of time because it will damage them. Okay, this silver, it's Sargent Art Metallic Acrylic Paint in silver. And you guys, I got it from a thrift store for 50 cents. So it was a big score. But it's a beautiful paint. I don't know that I ever would have bought it otherwise, but I picked it up because it was at the thrift store, and it really is a beautiful paint. So I've got a little daub of it here. I call that the store. We're going to come in with a new paintbrush. This is a smaller version because we have a smaller section here. I'm going to work that up into the bristles. We're going to do the silver part, okay? Now, I probably still need my painter's tape, but now on the red because I don't want to get any silver inside the helmet, even though I don't love the helmet. It's okay. I think when I hold this up, once the letters are on top of it and I hold it up, and I may use that glamour dust on there, or what's it called? Galaxy glitter. I'm getting all my words mixed up tonight. Galaxy glitter. I may use that on there. And if I do that, it may like obscure the fact that that looks awful, the red paint. All right, we're just going to do a quick silver here, and the coverage is gorgeous, so I don't even think I'm going to need more paint here. I think it's one coat is going to be enough. See, canvases are a little bit tricky because you probably can't see it, but the stencil, because the canvas dips down and because I buy the cheapest ones, the canvas is softer and thinner, so it dips down a little bit, especially when you're pressing on it, so the stencil comes up off of the canvas. So put your fingers around the areas that you're stenciling to hold it down, and you're going to get paint on your fingers, but you will have no bleed through. So see how I'm going to paint in between my two fingers, and I'm going to get paint on my fingers, but I won't have bleed through. So that's the way you solve that problem. And make sure that you have very, very little paint on your brush. If you have gobs of paint that's dripping and oozing, it's going to leak. You're going to get that dreaded bleed through. Okay, so I just have a little bit of paint, and I'm trying to hold down the areas that I'm working on to make sure that they don't budge or move. Okay, I think that's good. I'm going to hinge. Yes! Yes, that worked out great. Okay, take this off. Take this off, and let's take a look at what we got so far, and then we're going to put Friday Night Lights. See? From far away, it's not so bad. That silver is really cute. Close up, not so good. I don't like the close up. I don't like I don't like the brush strokes at all, although it looks like a used helmet. It looks like a helmet that's been hit a few times. That's what it looks like. Okay, Friday night lights. Friday nights and stadium lights. Okay, cuteness alert. We're gonna dry and then we're gonna go in with the white. And it's gonna be cute and it's gonna go in my kids' room the way it is. That's just what's gonna happen. It's really nice. Thank you, Susan. I think so too, Jennifer. So Jennifer said the words over the red is gonna help because I always talk about the backup singers, like the words are the forefront. That's what's going to catch everybody's attention. And the helmet is the backup singer. It's the background. So we're not going to be focusing on the helmet so much as the words when we look at it. So the other thing I could do, we could glitter the helmet. My kid wouldn't like that though. I was going to put a little glitter in the black, but actually, I know he's like a boy's boy. He's very, like, he's not gonna like the glitter. And actually, the background is the black part is my favorite part of this so far. That is darling. Now we stick this on here right on top of it. It is all dry. It is all dry. So we stick this on top. Friday Night Lights and, excuse me, I keep saying it wrong. Oh, it's not gonna fit, girls. Okay. How about you, Bobo? It doesn't fit. Okay. Okay, lesson learned. The helmet can flip. Remember I said that? The words cannot flip. So it appears Friday nights and stadium lights. See, I've got my helmet is there. That's not fitting. However, this is my theory. If I flip this, that the words were created. I can't do it backwards. Yep. The words only fit one way for Friday nights and stadium lights. It fits that way. Okay, so my helmet's going the wrong way. Like, what did I do? I just want to test something out, just for your knowledge, because if you get this set, which I highly recommend it, I love it. Yeah, okay, so if you flip the helmet the other way, I'll Always Be Your Biggest Fan does fit in this way. Let's see if it fits the other way. It doesn't fit the other way. So when you get the set, before you decide which way to put your helmet, I just randomly picked a side. I didn't even think about it. I tested it earlier, it fit. Didn't even think about it. Now we know. So we're gonna make it fit in there anyway. I was like, where did my I put the black separator on my thing and I'm like, where did my helmet go? Oh Lord, oh Lord. I promise you I've not been drinking tonight. Maybe I should be. I literally have water right here. And I had a Diet Coke earlier. That's all I'll confess to. All right, Friday nights. I'm going to budge the stadium lights this way, and then it's going to fit. I hope. Friday nights, and we'll fit in the helmet on the top, and then I'll move the stencil over, bing, and then it's going to fit down the bottom. So all is not lost. Do not cry on your stencil project when you make the same mistakes that I make, because I'm a dope. Okay. I'm not a dope. I'm human and I make mistakes just like everybody else. And clearly I'm making a lot of them tonight. Okay, white. I need a little one. I need a little stencil because they're little words. So I'm going to go with the littlest Essential Stencil brush. So when you buy a pack, you get 4 to a pack and they're different sizes, which is fabulous because the bigger, the stencil portion that you're doing, you want a bigger brush. So, all right, go for it, girl. Jennifer says, you guys are so awesome. Thank you for sticking with me. I appreciate you guys so much. All right, make sure you're commenting because those who have commented, you're in the running to win a set of stencils. 3 of them will be given out tonight. I did hear recently from someone, because I said, I don't know what they send out, and someone said, I got the stencil that you were using as my prize. So I cannot guarantee that because I don't know for sure if they always do that. But that's what a little birdie who won told me, and she was super excited. Oh, Crystal, thank you for saying that. Hello, Kelly. Hello, hello. I know, it's going to be fine. Joyce, you are so right. You are so right. Mary sent some stars. Whoop, whoop. We're dancing. We're whooping. Oh, Sue says, Miss Grace, I'm enjoying this live. Well, heck, Sue. I actually am too. I'm having a lot of fun, if you believe it or not. I'm a little like, a little bit like, what did I do here? But listen, it's okay. I'm having fun with it. I'm having fun with you guys, so thanks for hanging with me while I do it. I'm using the squeeze paint again. I figure, why not? Because I've already got it on here with the red, number one. Number two, I'm only doing the letters, and there's much smaller, so I don't think you're gonna see the same brush strokes that you see in the helmet. So I figured I'd just stick with it. Now, listen, this one tip, and I did not do it tonight, but one tip, if you're using a canvas and like you can stick something underneath it, like a small book or a piece of wood or something to like stabilize that center. I like to make things more challenging, so I didn't do that tonight, but you can. You could, if you wanted, to make it more stable. Right now, it's very, like it's come off. The more in the center you get, the more challenging it is because it's more wobbly. It's like trying to paint in a hammock. I don't know. It's like trying to do something precise painting in a hammock, and that, you know, you're trying to like, you can't do anything because the hammock's moving around. That's what it reminds me of. Not that I've ever painted in a hammock before, but it's what I imagine. It is a different brand. Yeah, they're two different brands, Karen. I think that was Karen that said it. I still think you should put a book underneath. I'm scared you're going to get bleed through. Oh, listen, I live on the edge. Who said that? Joyce. I live on the edge, girl. I will notice, I'm noticing something though. The red paint is being activated by the white paint. Because why not? We're going to make this the most challenging Essential Stencil Live in the history of Essential Stencil Lives. Listen, we should have a top 10 Essential Stencil blooper reel, right? What do you think? Because I gotta laugh at myself, but this paint, the red paint, the fine touch, is, whoop, don't fall off my desk, is being reactivated. I will show you in a minute here, by the white paint. So what do you think? I haven't showed you yet. So when I say that, what does that say to you? Like, what do you think is happening here on this board that you cannot see? What are you guessing that I'm going to say is happening? Because I bet some of you are going to get this right. It's reactivating it. Whoop. Bloopers. Listen, I think, let's be honest. If they did a top 10, like live Essential Stencil live bloopers reel, like where like mistakes and oops and crash boom bangs happened, I'm guessing I would be like the highlight for like half of them. I would be, because all kinds of wonkiness goes on here at Woodland Drive where I live. Oh boy, my hand is stuck to the stencil. This paint is not my favorite. It is, I'm going to read the comments here in a minute. You guys just hang tight. I will read them. I'm being very gentle and I'm holding down. You can see I got lots of paint on my fingers because I'm holding the stencil down with these fingers while I stipple with this one. Okay, let's see. Are you guys guessing? Becky says dab, not swirl. So yeah, dab's another, I say stipple, but dabbing is another word for it. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for sprinkling, Miss Candy. Go for it, Ada says. Just say no to squeeze paint, Charita. That's hilarious. I love that comment. I'll be famous, Becky says. I've been the most famous Essential Stencil brand ambassador known. Gina's right. Pink! Pink letters! That's what we're getting. Diana, it's true. She says you usually get things to work out just fine. It's true. Pink, Anna, you are right. Jarita, you win the award. Like all of you girls, turning pink. You got it, girls. I've never heard of Fine Touch paint. I have a few of the Master's Touch paint and I don't care for it. I don't, honest, let's just see if it says something. Let's just see if it says something on here. Because sometimes like it'll say Hobby Lobby or I cannot read it without my glasses. You guys are so good to hang with me. I'm loving it. Here we go. All right. It is the Fine Touch, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Hobby Lobby! It says hobbylobby.com, made in China. Fine Touch is from Hobby Lobby. The white is Master's Touch. However, I feel like a teacher because of maybe a librarian. I'm getting some pink letters. And I know my 16-year-old ain't gonna go for that. So that is really odd and interesting that these two paints are interacting that way. I'm going to hit this with some heat. And if I were alone, I'd be drinking by now. I'm just kidding. No, that's not what I was going to say, although that's funny. Listen, if I were alone and had all the time in the world, which I don't because I'm live with you guys, at this point, I would take this, dry it, place it outside on my deck with a tarp underneath it, and I would spray seal it with something so that I can get the letters to come out white. I'm hoping, it didn't really happen on the nights, it happened on the Friday. And I think it's because they're bigger letters, so I had to work the paint a little more. Yeah, you guys, it's so fun. I love that though, those little laughing emojis. Anyway, I think it's because the word Friday, the letters are thicker, so I had to put more paint on. So then it was reactivating the red paint underneath, and now I got pink. So we're gonna go in after drying it with a second coat, and I'm gonna try to be quicker here and not reactivate the paint, just lay down some white so that if I keep working it, once it's wet, it reactivates the red. I don't know why that's happening. Another interesting tale for tonight's live. So since I know that it's happening and I don't have time to go spray top coat it, which is what I would do, I'm just gonna dab or stipple on some more white. And I'm gonna do it once and I'm gonna leave it be. One dab, and I'm not gonna keep working that area because when I keep working it, then the pink comes, okay? So the one good thing about this paint is it is really thick. So I have a lot of paint on my brush because I want to get a nice thick dab on there. Listen, there are all kinds of things you can do to recover from these little boo-boos. All right, I just got to peek because I'm a glutton for punishment. Now it looks just great. It looks fine. Okay, we're going to leave it be. We're not going to mess with that anymore. I'm going to dry it after I get my hair out of my mouth. And then we're going to scooch this over a little so we can get the rest of it in here. The words, the Friday and the stadium, those letters, they remind me of the, like, you know, I don't know if the font has a name, but like when people like have their military uniforms and their military backpacks and stuff, and the letters, the font that they use for that, that's what that reminds me of. I like it a lot. It just didn't work really well with those two paints. Do not like each other, apparently, unless you want to mix paint colors. Okay, once it's dry, we're gonna budge this over. This is the one that I'm more worried about being dry is the Friday because I put on a nice thick dab of it. I gotta check comments because you guys are having so much fun with me. Go mix a stiff drink, Grace. I'll join you, Danielle says. Hey, I love your spirit, Danielle. Gina says, I have this set and I've used the sayings, but not the helmet yet. So listen, this is great because I think it's plenty dry. Brand ambassador demonstrations are meant to do this for you guys. When I first met with and talked to the owners of the company, they were most interested in providing education to you guys so that when you're using the stencils, you feel really confident and you feel like you can just jump right in and do your projects. Well, most of learning it comes from failure, right? And when I used to do corporate trainings, we would talk about failure and talk about the fact that you have to fail in order to get better, because you have to know what not to do, right? So all of these little bloops and boo-boos and oops, they're good because they teach us to, like, okay, don't do that. Don't do what Grace just did. Don't just willy-nilly pick a direction for your helmet. You really have to look at the helmet, pick your words, put your words on it, and make sure they fit, and then don't budge the helmet. Don't flip it. Don't be flipping that helmet, girls. Okay, listen, so that's the deal. Boo-boos can be okay. They are okay. Oh, geez, I just got it lined up and then I goofed it up. I'm using, so I had to move the stencil over. I am going to fit it all on the helmet. I'm using the bottom of this, the stenciled word, and I'm lining it up with the bottom of the actual stencil to make sure that they are equally straight, like that they're not wonky. So that's what I'm looking at now. Okay, same thing. Now, my word stadium is going to have to go on top of the G in the word nights, but it's a small price to pay to get them all to fit on. Like, you can just make this work. I'll have to try it. I love Malibu and pineapple juice with espresso. Oh, you guys are talking drinks and I'm missing it. Wait a minute. Hold the stencils, and especially fruity drinks. I love me some fruity drinks. You're talking pineapple juice. Pam says you're right, Grace. Yes, Pam, I think what you might be mentioning or referring to is the failure part. It's okay to fail. Totally okay, because then you'll learn how to fix and you'll learn what not to do next time, okay? Oh, good, Samantha. She already ordered some stencils. Thank you for showing this. You are welcome. Listen, if you're going to be ordering stencils, especially the set, the link is there. And make sure you use my code, THECOMFYNEST. I would really appreciate it because it gives you guys a discount, but it also gives us some income. So I always appreciate that. So thank you for anybody who uses my code. We all started, Teresa said, we all started drinking now. Thank you, Judy. Text BFF in the house. Yeah, Barbara says maybe things would be going smoother if you were drinking. I don't know. I'm willing to try, though. I'm willing to give it a shot. I know, we can be funny. Okay, my M is not on. I gotta move over just a tish because my M was coming off of the helmet. It's gonna be like right on the edge. Like me tonight, I'm right on the edge. Living on the edge. The other thing about using the bottom of what I already stenciled with the bottom of the word Friday is it's also going to make sure that your words, your each line of words are evenly spaced vertically as well as horizontally. So tip for you. Okay, now I'm going in with Stadium. Same font as Friday. I don't want to reactivate this paint. So I'm going to dab once with a lot of paint, and thankfully it's thick. I'm going to try to dab once and leave it be. I'm not going to keep going in and dabbing over and over again because it's going to reactivate that red, and then we will get a pink word Stadium. Who knew? I don't know. You guys, I honestly, it's got to be something with the two paints reacting to each other. I have no idea. I don't use the squeeze bottles very often, so I have no idea if this is a common occurrence for squeeze bottles. Listen, this reminds me. We are live right now, Rosanna. Yeah, Lisa, it was all planned. Lisa says, it's so good of you to make a boo-boo just so we could learn. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. Listen, I have no wine in the house. Just saying. I was actually thinking before I went live, I've missed my bathtub so much. I know that's a weird thing to say, but when I was on vacation, there was no bathtub. There was a hot tub, but no bathtub. It's not the same. And when I got home, I'm like, ooh, I want to take a bath. It has not happened. I got home on Tuesday night, so it didn't happen then. Today's Thursday, right? It didn't happen last night. So tonight I was thinking I'll go live, and then I'll sit and maybe I'll have a glass of wine and get in the bathtub. But no, there's no wine. So maybe these fruity drinks that you guys are suggesting, maybe I'll have the stuff to make one of those. Or maybe I should just stick to the water. Oh, Lord. It's been a night. All right, I'm just picking up little bits of paint and trying to dab once and trying not to touch it again. I can always go back and add more paint. I just don't want it to turn pink. I'm trying to avoid pink paint. I don't know. Like I said, I don't use the squeeze bottles that often, so I don't know if that's like quality of those paints, I have no idea. No text BFF Rosanna in the house. Yes, Barbara, exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking about it before I even went live. I was thinking about a relaxing bath. Now, for sure, girlfriends. All right. I'm almost done, guys. And I think I'm going to skip the sparkles. I was going to put sparkle paint. I'm going to skip it because, for the same reason that the pink letters wouldn't go, because my 16-year-old, for whom I'm giving this, I'm making it for him, my little football player, I know he wouldn't like the sparkles. He's going to say, what the heck did you do that for? I would like the sparkles. Do you see how the stencil is moving around? It's because it's a canvas, so you can put something underneath it to stop it from doing that. I happen to be a very lazy crafter, and I didn't think of it ahead of time, so I did not find anything. So I'm just getting lots of paint all over my fingers and holding it down very close to the parts that I am stenciling, because that's another option. All right, come on, bad boy. The H is giving me trouble. The H, because it has that really skinny part of the downward motion. If you do hand lettering, it's the downward part of the H that's giving me trouble. I don't want to really like work that paint over and over again. I don't want pink letters. You know, I even pulled out my diamond dust tonight and I put it back because I thought diamond dust would be really cute on the letters, the word lights. I put it back because I know my 16-year-old is going to be like, there's glitter on here. Oh, Lord. I'm such a girly girl, really, and I ended up with my husband's super manly, hunk of a man, but now my kids are turning out to be super manly men who are opposed to all things girly. They're 14 and 16. Like, they don't even like girls yet. I'm waiting for the day when they wake up and decide that they've discovered girls. Hasn't happened yet, but it's coming. I know it's coming. All right, then they'll like the girls, and then they won't mind sparklies because their girlfriends will like the sparkles. Okay, we're all done. I got a little bit of white paint on my gesso right there on my black, and I'm just gonna, my paintbrush still is wet a little bit. I got one little spot. There we go. All right. Cuteness. I love it. I really do think it's cute. Friday nights and stadium lights, and really with the words fill the helmet. They really fill the helmet. So all that brush stroke challenge that we had with this red paint that I used from Hobby Lobby, because it's a background, it's in the background, it's a backup singer is how the word I use for that. Because it's in the background, I don't think we're noticing it so much. If I hold it up super close to you, you would see it. But remember what I always say, like even for your porch cleaners, don't like stress yourself about being super perfect, because if somebody's walking by and they see your adorable porch cleaner that you put all that time in, and you have a bit of bleed through or one little smudge from 30 feet away walking by on the street when someone's walking their dog, they're just not going to see it. Just like you can't see any of those blemishes from here, right? You can if I hold it up real close. You could see, I even have a little bleed through on the word stadium, and you can see those strokes of red, but when I hold it here, you can't. You just see how cute is that? And it just fits in there. All I did was budge that over a little bit, and it was, you still can make it work. So if you really want your helmets, I thought two canvases next to each other with the helmets facing each other would be really cute, right? Two black canvases, flip them and have them facing each other. And then on the other one, I was thinking I could put like Landon's name and number and Devils Like Firebirds or something like that on that one. But cute. Okay, this was a labor of love is what they call this. That's what we call this. Let's watch for some winners' names. So stay tuned here. We're going to pick some winners. Essential Stencil will, and I'll announce them here in a minute. I'm so glad you guys think. I think you will too, Tracy, especially because I left off the galaxy glitter. I want the galaxy glitter. I was going to put it on the black part, but we're going to leave it be. I knew you could do it. Great job. It looks very nice, and I'm sure your son will love it. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Donna. I think so too. I think he's going to love it. It's Firebird's color. This is the Devils Like Firebird. Connie says Green Bay. I think she likes the Green Bay Packers. Let's see what other comments we got. People who don't stencil probably wouldn't notice bleeds either. Of course not. You know, the crafters, us creators, notice those kind of details, especially when it's our own project, but other people aren't going to see it. You are so right, Miss Gloria. All right, let's see. Let's announce some. Oh, Maggie says, I have a grandson whose name is Landon. It's a great name. It's such a lovely name. All right, let's announce some winners. Cindy says, I never doubted you for a minute. Thank you, Miss Cindy. Winners are Gina, is it Blauert? Gina Blauert, Marcia Bergendahl, hey Marcia, and Denise Anderson. Denise is my helper. Denise has been helping me here at the Comfy Nest. You guys all just want a set of stencils. So Denise, I want you to report back to me. When you get them, is it this one? The name of this stencil, if you're gonna run out and get it, if you're not Marcia or Gina or Denise and you didn't win it tonight, Stadium Lights is the name of this set. You learned a little bit, no, you learned a lot from me tonight about positioning your words in your helmet. That was just like a natural, like real oops. I just didn't think it through. I tested it before we went live and then I thought, oh, I'll flip the helmet. I didn't even think to check the letters again. So when you do your project, make sure to check that. Do not combine squeeze bottles of paint if they are Master's Touch and the Fine Touch. They don't like to be mixed, apparently. And think about the brush that you're going to use on the helmet, because the helmet is so big, you are going to see brush strokes, and just be patient with it because you can work through it. You can totally work through it. So we learned a lot tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to all those winners. It's so exciting. Imperfections give it character. Danielle, totally agree with you. I totally agree. You said my name right. Thank you, Essential Stencil. You're welcome, Gina. Congratulations. I'm so glad you won. Thank you for a great live, Miss Grace. Oh, I lost that comment. Where did it go? It was from Sue. Have a good night, everyone. You're welcome for all the tips. Congratulations to the winners. Yes. Okay. You guys have a beautiful, blessed night. Thanks for joining me. I would be honored if you would come on over to the Comfy Nest with Grace. Just do it right now. Head on over there. Hit that follow button so that we can stay connected and you can enjoy more wonkiness from me over here at the Comfy Nest. I'd love to have you as part of our community. I also have a free group that you can join. Make sure that you get on the text alert service for Essential Stencil and the email list, because every Sunday night they send out a really handy Sunday night email that says, here are the lives that are coming up this week. It gives you the times and it tells you the artist or the creator or crafter who is going live on each day. So that I rely on that every Sunday when it comes. So get on the email list. It's a really handy thing to have. Plus you'll get all the coupons and the pre-order information and all that stuff. Okay, you guys, have a blessed night. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye.